Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be looking at National 5 word choice questions. So really the purpose of this video is to go over word choice questions and to reassess what skill set they are testing you on. We're also going to look at how they might look in an exam paper, the formula to answer the questions, an answer scaffold, a model example, and then 5 questions for you to attempt on your own. So the first thing that you need to know with word choice questions are both the denotations of words and connotations of words. Now, the denotation is the literal meaning of the word, so what it actually means. If you were to look that word up in the dictionary, what would you see? The connotation, however, is the emotional and intellectual associations with the word. So, for example, how it makes us feel or the ideas that a word suggests to us. Now, I know connotations can be quite tricky, so on the next slide I've got some examples for you. So, as mentioned, connotations are the thoughts and feelings that are associated with particular words. So, for example, fragrant, putrid, and pungent are all words to describe a smell, but they have different associations to us as people. So for example, flowers would be fragrant, okay? It has nice connotations, aromatic, beautiful. Putrid, on the other hand, means that something's gone a bit off. It's a bit disgusting, a bit revolting. So you might describe like a rubbish bin that's been sitting for a while as putrid. Whereas pungent just means that it's particularly strong. So for example, when someone's cooking with garlic, it fills the whole house. That would be a pungent smell. So all of these do mean something to do with smells, but they have different associations to us when we use them in a sentence. And that's really what word choice questions are assessing you on. This is because all writers use particular words in a very purposeful way, right? But when we talk about word choice as a technique, we mean that those words have been chosen for an effect and we need you to figure out why. Writers often exploit those associations that we make with certain words to, convey their point or to emphasize how bad something is or to really drive home their point. Okay. They also use specific words and phrases to get a reaction from the reader, all right, as well as using words to influence your opinion. So that's why connotations are so important, and that's why we spend so long going over them in class. So on the next slide, I'm going to show you an example. So if you were to describe somebody as a lion, okay, or just describe something as a lion, all right, these are all the associations that you would start to put with that person. So like predator, danger, death, cat, wild, power, these kind of associations are what you then put on that person. All right, so that's kind of why connotations are so important. So on the next slide, we're going to go over the formula. So the formula again is very, very straightforward. We begin with a short link to the question. We quote the specific word, so no more than 3. For word choice, try and keep your sentence as short as possible. Just because if you are, looking at a word, okay, it should really only be that word that you quote. Okay, you then want to list at least 3 relevant connotations, write this suggests, and then explain what the writer is trying to describe. And then we end with a brief link to the question. So here we have a worked example. So they race towards a rubbish truck as it empties its load at a vast landfill on the edge of the city, hauling away bin liners that overflow with household waste. Their hands are black with dirt and their faces are hidden by headscarves that protect them from the high sun. The question is, explain how the writer's word choice helps to show that the ganchero's job is tiring. So we're looking for something in there that would suggest that, they do a lot of physical labour, there's a lot of stuff to deal with, that it's a particularly long day. And so the word that I've highlighted is hauling, because that has some of those connotations. So the answer for that would be, the ganchero's job is clearly tiring because of the word hauling. Hauling has connotations of heavy, struggle and drag. This suggests that the bags are difficult to move, which would make their job exhausting. Alright, now you would get 1 mark for your quotation of hauling and 1 mark for your analysis. Alright. So now the rest is up to you. I'd like you to work through the rest of the video to practice your RUAE skills. There are 5 questions in total and I will reveal the answer as you progress through the video for each question. So just listen to what I'm saying and pause where you need to pause. Alright, good luck. Question 1. Among the mounds of refuge, however, are used oven trays and paint pots. Cast aside by the 2 million residents of the capital of Paraguay, they are nonetheless highly valued by Nicolas Gomez, who picks them out to make violins, guitars and cellos. Gomez, 48, was a carpenter and ganchero, but now works for Fabio Chavez, the conductor of Paraguay's one and only landfill orchestra. Question 1. How does the word choice in paragraph 3 suggest that there is a lot of rubbish? So, pause the video here, attempt the question, come back when you're ready to go over the answer. Answer 1. There is clearly an overwhelming amount of rubbish because the writer uses the word mounds. Mounds has connotations of mountains, huge or disorganised piles. This suggests that there's a huge amount of rubbish that is piled high. Okay, so you've got a mark for your quote and a mark for your explanation. Let's move on to question 2. Question 2. The Kachura Orchestra of Recycled Instruments is made up of 30 school children, the sons and daughters of recyclers, whose instruments are forged from the city's rubbish. And while its members learn to play amid the flies and stench of the Kachura, they are now receiving worldwide acclaim, culminating earlier this month with a concert in Amsterdam. Question 2. What does the word choice imply about the environment of the rubbish dump? It's worth 2 marks. So just pause the video now, attempt the question and come back when you're ready to go over the answer. Answer 2. The environment is clearly horrific because of the word choice stench. Stench has connotations of foul smells or something disgusting and revolting. This suggests that the environment is a horrible place to work because of the awful odour. Or you could have picked, the environment is clearly horrific because of the word choice amid the flies. Flies have connotations of rotting, foul smells and disease. This suggests that the environment is a horrible place to work because it attracts pests. Alright, so either one of those answers would have gotten you 2 marks. Alright, let's now attempt question 3. Gomez travels 3 times a week to Kachura to dig out material. He shapes the metal oven trays with an electric saw to form the body of a violin and engineers cellos from oil barrels. The necks of his string instruments are sculpted from old strips of wood called pele. How does the word choice give the impression that Gomez is a skilled maker of musical instruments? It's worth 2 marks. Pause the video now, attempt the question and come back when you're ready for the answer. Answer 3. Gomez is clearly talented because of the word choice engineers. Engineers has connotations of skill, experience, detail and quality work. This suggests that Gomez is highly effective in making instruments. Alright, so that would have gotten you 2 marks. Let's attempt question 4. The transaction seemed to fluster her as if she might not have enough money to pay for the few things she'd bought. A tin of lentil soup, an individual chicken pie, 1 solitary tomato. Maybe she didn't need the avocados, or something else. How does the writer's word choice give the impression that the woman had bought very little? Pause the video now, attempt the question, come back when you're ready for the answer. Answer 4. The woman clearly didn't buy very much because of the word choice of solitary. Solitary has connotations of lonely, abandoned, and of being on your own. This suggests that the lady only bought a small amount of goods. Or individual has connotations of lonely, being on your own and singular. This also suggests that the lady did not buy very much because it was only 1 item. Alright, so either of those would have gotten you your 2 marks. Let's move on to the final question of the video. He was breathing heavily and the smell was inconceivably foul. It was the reek of rotting flesh, of festering wounds, of ancient perspiration and of fear. Explain fully how the writer emphasises the smell through word choice, and it's worth 2 marks. Pause the video for a final time, come back when you're ready for the answer. Answer 5. The sense of smell is emphasised through the word choice of inconceivably foul, or reeking of rotting flesh, or festering wounds, or ancient perspiration. All of those words have connotations of disgusting, unpleasant and stench. This suggests that the smell was overpoweringly bad. So any one of those quotes with that analysis would have gotten you your 2 marks. So well done on making it to the end of the video. If you would like further practice, there are obviously past papers available on the SQA website. You're also able to search for the hashtag N5HRUAE on Twitter, where teachers post a variety of materials for you to work through, or you can create your own word choice questions using articles that you like to read. So I hope you found this all helpful. If you have managed to complete all these questions, there are a variety of other options for you to continue on with your practice. So well done on making it to the end of the video, and good luck.